Well, folks, Donald Trump got some really horrific economic news on Wednesday morning, as did the entire country, when the U.S. Commerce Department came out and admitted, we're 3 months away from a recession. Now, those are not the words they used, but the data that they revealed does show that we're only 3 months away from a recession, most likely. A recession is typically defined, and, the parameters of that are 2 consecutive quarters of negative growth for the economy. Well, we just came to the end of the first quarter of this year, and the Commerce Department shows that the economy did not grow, but in fact shrank. GDP fell by 0.3%, so not a massive fall, but a fall nonetheless, especially considering the quarter before that, before Trump took over, GDP was 2.4%. So we were growing. Now we're shrinking. If that happens in the second quarter of this year, we are officially, by definition, in a recession. Stock market did not react well to this news, of course, and neither did Donald Trump. So Donald Trump got on Truth Social and wanted everybody to know that even though he was president during 10 weeks of this 13-week quarter, technically 10 weeks in a day, but it's all Biden's fault. Here is what Trump put on Truth Social. This is Biden's stock market, not Trump's. I didn't take over until January 20th. Tariffs will soon start kicking in, and companies are starting to move into the USA in record numbers. Our country will boom. Dude, it went boom, but not in the sense of an economic boom. It went boom as in it blew up. It exploded and was destroyed. Also, for the record, no, companies are not moving into the USA. I have looked and looked and looked and looked daily trying to find what companies you're talking about. They don't exist. It's not real. There's no reports to say that this is actually happening. There's no reports from the companies themselves saying we're moving in. He's straight up lying about everything. And of course, blaming it on Biden. Biden was president for 3 weeks of this quarter. He was president for 10 weeks, so more than 3 times longer than Biden was. This is not Biden's stock market. But Trump continues. Our country will boom, but we have to get rid of the Biden overhang. This will take a while, has nothing to do with tariffs, only that he left us with bad numbers, but when the boom begins, it will be like no other. Be patient, he says. So even though under Biden, as I said, the GDP was growing, Trump takes over, it immediately starts shrinking. This is still somehow Biden's fault, even though Biden's economy was growing. If it doesn't make sense to you, don't worry. It's because it doesn't make sense. And do you know who else thinks Donald Trump's statement doesn't make sense? Peter Navarro, Donald Trump's top trade advisor. Because while Donald Trump was trying to blame it all on Biden and saying it's totally not the tariffs, Peter Navarro went on TV and actually admitted that if it weren't for the tariffs, we would have had pretty solid growth. Here he is. Take a look.
I got to say just one thing about today's news. That's the best negative print I have ever seen in my life. And the markets need to look beneath the surface of that. We had a 22% increase in domestic investment. That is off the charts when you strip out inventories and the negative effects of the surge in imports because of the tariffs. You had 3% growth. So we really like where we're at now. With respect to China, look, Jim,
foiled by your own advisor admitting that, yeah, tariffs did this, and if we didn't have those, we would have had pretty awesome growth, right? So, in case you thought maybe I was lying and Trump wasn't, now you know the truth, because the rest of his administration is freely admitting it. What's even funnier, though, is that in spite of being president for 10 weeks of the 13-week quarter, Trump says it's Biden's stock market. However, on January 29th of 2024, so almost a year before he took office, Trump put this on Truth Social. This is the Trump stock market because my polls against Biden are so good that investors are projecting that I will win and that will drive the market up. Everything else is terrible. Watch the Middle East. And record-setting inflation has already taken its toll. Make America great again. So in the 4th year of the Biden administration, like, nope, this is the Trump stock market. 100 days into his own administration, he's like, no, this is the Biden stock market. So when it did well under Biden, it's because of Trump. When it does bad under Trump, it's because of Biden. This man is insane. Like, there's no other way to say that. And I'm not going to sugarcoat it. He's insane. And he should be in a padded room for the rest of his life. He is not well. He is not normal. He is suffering from all sorts of neurological and psychological problems. And this is how they are manifesting themselves. Thanks for watching, everybody. And if you're not already, please subscribe to the channel. We got fresh content every day for you. And if you want to follow us across social media, make sure you check out all of the social links that we have posted in the description of this video.